If Disney villains had won, Dr. Facilier, from The Princess and the Frog. If Dr. Facilier had won, the heroes and their home city of New Orleans would face a very bleak future. The first thing that he would do is dispose of Naveen, whose blood was needed to fuel Lawrence's disguise, in order to trick Lottie into marrying him. Once Lawrence seals the deal by marrying Lottie, Facilier likely wouldn't see any use for Naveen anymore. Meanwhile, Tiana would live the rest of her life as a frog, and would be devastated by the loss of Naveen and her dream of owning a restaurant. She would likely spend the rest of her life feeling that she let her father down by failing to achieve their shared goal. Right after Lawrence and Lottie's marriage, Dr. Facilier would immediately remove Big Daddy from the equation and gain control of his fortune, along with Lawrence. Lottie's initial happiness about being a princess would be very short-lived, as she would immediately learn the truth of Lawrence's deception. Also, her father's death would send her into a deep depression, and she might even be at risk of a full psychotic breakdown. Because she was heavily reliant on her father's money to get by, she would likely end up broke and living on the streets, while her father's killers lived the high life in her family's mansion. With New Orleans now completely under his control, Facilier would reduce the city from a vibrant cultural hub of jazz culture and hearty cuisine to a dark and chaotic dystopia. He would probably use his charismatic personality to manipulate desperate people into serving him and enforcing his rule, like he did with Lawrence in the movie. Many businesses would probably be shut down and turned into voodoo emporiums, where Facilier could continue to conduct his operation from. I imagine that the city's only available source of entertainment would be gambling halls, as they could put citizens in debt and therefore make them highly vulnerable to Facilier's exploitation. Also, due to his greed and apathy, the city's poverty and crime rates would likely skyrocket, making it a very dangerous place to live. Facilier mentions earlier in the film that his friends from the other side would have all the souls they desired once he grabbed power. His primary targets would be people who he views as a threat to his rule, those who refuse to follow him, or those who try and move out of the city. Shadow demons would likely patrol the city and spy on the citizens in order to discourage any opposition. Outside of the city, other voodoo users like Mama Odie would likely be hunted down and killed, due to the risk of them using their magic to revolt against Facilier. Normal citizens, meanwhile, would get the message that they are outmatched and would likely refuse to stand up against Facilier out of fear of what he might do to them, creating an overall atmosphere of widespread misery and despair.